We got a little bit of a pullback happening this morning as markets are at record levels. We've got a bubble building. Is this setting up a stage for a pop, or are things going to continue to grow? We've got expectations of rate cuts, but what if Jerome doesn't cut? Is that going to melt the market down? We'll talk XRP price action along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Happy Monday, crypto fans. I hope you got your favorite cup of coffee going on. I don't. Why? Because, well, I went with water this morning. Had to take some medication. I figured I'd use some water. I'll have some coffee after I'm done with my video, so you have a cup for me. I'll have some Guade coffee soon enough. Now we got some red up on the screen. We'll talk about it. But we also got a bubble being built. The bubble's in the crypto market and the stock market. So we've got some dangers going on here. We also got some bigs buying and a new country creating a strategic reserve. No, it's not Los Estados Unidos, because the United States is slow as fuck. It's another country out there. We'll get into it. But before we get into it, you know the deal. Your comments come first, like my wife. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most, and so does she. She comes home tomorrow, and I'm going to give her the best 30 seconds ever. Why? Because it's been a few days. Palcor443 says, no XRP titties for Charles. No, because Charles is trying to ride the coattails of XRP. He's talked trash about XRP for years, and now that XRP is roaring, he wants to capitalize on it. So no, sorry Charles, no XRP titties for you. D-frickin-9. Happy motherfucking Monday. Lanos Chin dropping support on the channel. Thank you very much. Says thanks. Something for when all the other channels give me nothing. I brought you news all weekend long. I bring you news, good, bad, happy, or sad, even when I travel. So don't worry, everyone. When I go back to Guatemala in a couple months, I'm bringing you the news then. D. Lacey dropping support on the channel as well. Some pounds. This gentleman is from across the pond. Gentleman indeed. Says, thanks, Train Master Klaus. Choo choo, biz nachos. I'm bringing you the news this morning. And oh, do I've got the news. Stephen White dropping some support on the channel as well. Says, thank you. Well, thank you for the support, and you're very welcome. I'm happy to bring you the news. What kind of news am I bringing you today? Some Fed rate issues, stock market problems, crypto market problems, Jerome Powell problems, XRP price talk. Let's get into it, everyone. Bitcoin sitting at 111,000. That's right, BTC's pulling back, but guess what? ETH is holding strong. ETH 4641, XRP at 296. Doge 22 cents, ADA's at 86 cents. See, Charles wants some of that $3 XRP for ADA. That's why he's trying to ride the coattails. ETH had some run-ups up to 4,800 a couple times here. We've seen it pull back. When ETH pulls back all the way, I think that's when we're in trouble, but it's not happening yet. And yes, right off in the mornings, this is how I sound. This is how you can tell I need to get that sinus action fixed. Let's get into it. Sailor Strategy scoops up another 3,000 plus BTC in a $342 million purchase. Must be nice to use other people's money. If you had other people's money, what would you buy? I told everyone yesterday I would buy myself a GT3. Just throwing it out there, I'd buy a GT3. After a few more modest acquisitions, Michael's Sailor is now back with bigger purchases. This time spending $340 million to expand the BTC holdings. They now own 632,000 BTC. Holy shit. Average price, 73,000 per Bitcoin. Now hold on. They own 632,000 BTC. The Philippines proposes a 10,000 BTC strategic reserve. So again, this action is happening in waves. Philippines wants to get in on the reserves. We're all sitting here asking ourselves, where's the United States crypto strategic reserves? Some of you are going to be like, but bro, we've got some. The seized assets. Oh, wow, you mean the seized assets we've had for years and years and years? It's nothing new, girlfriend. Players are finding money. Maybe we should. Congressman Miguel Luis Villafuerte has introduced House Bill 421. Why couldn't you have made it House Bill 420, you tool? Get rid of the one. Proposing that the Philippines acquire 10,000 BTC over 5 years. Jeez, come on. What are you going to do with that? The proposed reserve would require 20-year cold storage. Pretty cool, with strict restrictions on sales. Bitcoin can only be sold to retire government debt during the holding period. Oh, I like it. Okay, I'm bringing this up because now you've got a new player into the BTC Strategic Reserve Pool. They are now joining El Salvador and Bhutan as countries out there with a strategic reserve. The United States, we're not counting. Why? Because the United States doesn't really have one. We just have what? A seized wallet. Yeah, seized asset wallet. So it's not like we're buying like Metaplanet or Strategy. We just take people's shit and then call it a strategic reserve. So now you got the Philippines proposing to get in, but they're getting in with a very little amount. They're not even playing just the tip. They're just sending dirty text messages. That's not even the tip. All right, a little bit of a bubble alert here this morning. The U.S. stock market hits its most expensive valuation in history. And we talk about fear and greed in crypto. What about fear and greed in stocks? The U.S. stock market has reached its most expensive valuation ever, rebounding strongly from the early spring tariff blow. Drink, baby. The NASDAQ composite, for instance, has surged over 40% since April 8th. Holy shit. Equity markets are now trading at valuation levels surpassing those of the 1999 dot-com bubble. Whoa. So now you got a whole bunch of players in the stock market in the profit zone. And when a bunch of people are in the profit zone, what happens, everyone? They have itchy trigger fingers. Why? Because so many of them are in the profit-aroni action. So if a lot of people are in the profit zones and all of a sudden they start seeing things go down 5, 7, 10%, what happens? They want to make sure they line their profits or their pockets with profits. So what do? They usually sell aroni. So we're going to keep an eye open for this, you jabronis. Because we've seen the crypto market pull back. We've seen that we reached 4.2 trillion back here in mid-August, and we've pulled back to some 3.8 trillion, a $400 million pullback. That's all. I'm sorry, $400 billion pullback. I had to add some zeros to that shit. Sorry, everyone. So now we've got a little bit of a bubble in the crypto market and a big bubble in the stock market. Is the world in a bubble right now? The reason that's important is because of this. Fed rate cut hype signals a crypto top. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Social media mentions of Federal Reserve keywords reached an 11-month high. That's right, because everyone is anticipating that Jerome Powell cuts. So if you've got a bubble being built in the stock market, if you've got a bubble in the crypto market, and expectations are at an 11-month high for cuts, what happens when this fucking knob gobbler doesn't cut in September and he proves to be the jagoff that we all know he is? Does that mean then that the stock market and the crypto market will crumble in September? You got to be careful there, everyone, because this D-bag has been late to the party. He was late to raise rates, because remember that Jerome Powell was the same guy that when we all said, yo, inflation is here, Jerome, after the lockdowns and the Rona and the pandemic, we were all like, yo, inflation is here. And what did he do? He's like, no, we're good. We can keep rates at 0. We're good. And we're like, no, baby, you got to raise rates. We're going to get by inflation. He's like, no, it's transitory, bitches. You're good. Then all of a sudden, Jerome Powell hits us with the 75, 75, 75. 3 meetings in a row, 75 basis points each, a move that has not been done in 40 plus years because Jerome was late to the party. Now he's late to the party on cutting, and what if he's late to the party this time around? Yeah. September Fed cut rate is now a go, so it comes back to market expectations. So if the entire market is expecting a cut in September and we've got a bubble being built in the stock market, the biggest we've seen since the dot-com era, we're starting to see the same thing happen with the crypto market. ETH looking juicy, BTC still being high, alt still being high. I'm not, because I just woke up. No wake and bake for this big guy. We got to be careful, because what if Jerome doesn't cut? Now, right now, as the time of recording, the meeting is 23 days away. Michael Jordan's jersey number. There you go. Shout out Michael Jordan. With an 83% expected chance of a cut. So if we don't get the cut, the market will frickin' crash. If we do get a cut, well, hey, awesome. Most of that action is priced in. but will we get further cuts? Let's keep an eye on that, everyone. Overall, the crypto market is looking pretty good, though. Volume blew back up this Monday morning. Seriously, the market is on fire. Players are placing their bets. They're making their positions. Why? They're getting it in before Jerome Powell's rate announcement. A lot of people are getting in on this action. You're like, how do you know, bro? Because it's freaking Monday morning, and we already have volume up 74% to $232 billion. So it's not just U.S. traders, it's the Asian markets as well that are juicing up the volume action. European traders are juicing this action up. ETH is still juiced up. A lot of the alts are altcoin season 45 out of 100. You click on this altcoin season index and what do you see? Baby, she's been hot for a while. Yeah, look at this. Since mid-July, we've been looking at some juicy altcoin season index numbers. In fact, the altcoin market cap has looked good since the first part of July. So yeah, this is freaking hot, everyone. Everyone is getting their action ready. In terms of big money, okay, it's favoring ETH still, not BTC, just throwing it out there. What about XRP? We saw the market jumped up 70-something% with crypto volume. XRP's volume up 110%. So again, favoring XRP in the alts. What's the volume? $7.6 billion. $3 floor, confident on it. Not even worried. Are we going to have a pullback with XRP? I doubt it. Are we going to have these mini pullbacks? Yeah, but the mega pullback? No. I was just on Twitter before I did this, watching a whole bunch of people post, bro, we're going to have a 30% pullback to XRP all the way down to $2. That's what these players are talking about. 30% pullback in XRP to the $2 mark. Do you know what kind of news event you would have to get us to retrace 30% right now? Even Jerome Powell pausing couldn't give us a 30% pullback in the market. But players, they want the clicks. They're trying to get you to be fearful. Now, is there a bubble being built in the stock market? Fuck yeah, there is. Valuations are real high in the stock markets right now. But that's because of what, everyone? Because a lot of people are speculating that we're going to get rate cuts, that we're going to keep the money flowing in 2026, that the world is going to be cool for another year, that we're going to be okay, that we figured out most of the problems with the pandemic. Most of the supply chain things have cleared up, that we figured out most of the global repercussions that have happened from that. So bubble? Yeah. 30% pop on the bubble? I don't think so, girlfriend. We're looking pretty good. I think we've got $3 floor action. I think the new regs are going to give us more support for that $3 floor. I think Jerome Powell's cuts are going to give us more to that $3 floor. And even if he doesn't give us a cut in September, don't forget we got another meeting in October. There's none in November. And in the October meeting, you're looking at what, everyone? You're looking at almost a 50% chance that you're going to get your second cut Aroni, you jabronis. And we've got ETFs. Specifically, we've got a shit ton of XRP ETFs coming up. So yeah, we do have some bubbles going on. But the crypto market and the stock market are different demons, aren't they? .com bubble, yeah, I traded through that. I lived through it. It was rough. But right now, we're seeing the market do its own thing. But those expectations, oh man, you better come through with us. I don't think we'll get a 30% pullback if he doesn't pull the trigger. But I definitely could see some double digits. But we got some time until that happens because remember, that's the 17th of September, jabronis, for Jerome Powell's announcement. Until then, we're going to have some massive volatility. We got some players creating strategic reserves. Yo, United States, where you at, girlfriend? Sailors still using other people's money to buy BTC. Why can't I use other people's money to buy myself a Porsche? Be kind of nice. Philippines, whatever. I mean, better late to the party than not at the party at all, right? Choo-choo what? Well, we ain't at the ending yet, girlfriend. Happy Monday. So welcome to the world of expectation versus reality. We're really expecting a rate cut, so Jerome better come through. I just don't see, though, the whole 30% pullback to $2, though, if he doesn't give us a cut. I just think that's just a bit too aggressive right now, and sorry for the shaky camera. My dog's big booty right now is hitting the desk where the camera is mounted. You can see his tail right behind me right here. Yes, Vader, we all see you in the background. Weird dog. Now, that being said, you're going to see a lot of volatility with XRP crypto in the stock markets. Why? Because the stock market is like at all-time freaking highs. In crypto market right now, you're seeing BTC and ETH ride the high train. The alts are going to be there next because we're going to be getting the rags in the ETFs here really soon. Fourth quarter is going to be absolutely wild. Sorry, I'm petting my dog right here because he wants some love. Fourth quarter is going to be absolutely wild. You get those market structure bills done too in month of September, you're going to see even more money flow in. So, 30% pullback? Nah, I think people are just doing that for clicks, man. They're just trying to sell you panic. Those are the same fucking idiots that tell you $10,000 XRP in one sentence. Come on up, bud. They tell you 10,000 XRP in one post, and then, like, the next post is, oh, 30% pullback. Oh, my God, the world's coming to an end. No, they're just trying to get you to click on their post so that they can make money off of you. That's it. It's pretty disgusting. Either way, I'm going to keep bringing you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, even if my big doggy here wants some screen time because I think he wants to play this morning. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee because I've been drinking agua this morning because I woke up not feeling so good because my sinuses are bugging me. You can hear it. I know. Choo-choo what? Well, I need a little help this morning. You see the deal. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo putas. Ah, see what I did there?